Hi, Michelle. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Shabazz.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, good, thank you.
That's great. We are so happy to be talking with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us on the movie podcast. It's amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. The Bad Batch has been some of our all-time favorite Star Wars story, and you are so dang amazing as Omega. What has it been like for you to get to play this character, breathe life into her, and what do you love about playing her most?
Well, I don't even know where to start. Like, obviously, such a privilege to be part of like what is essentially like an incredibly welcoming and a welcoming fan base and family. Omega, she's special, and she's special to me regardless of like, the legacy of the project, but really just because she is this incredible empath who is getting to experience a childhood as in season 2, an adolescence in a world that is challenging, and she has at her side her brothers, the Bad Batch. It's so delicious exploring the relationship that Omega has with her brothers, and in season 2 specifically, like the individual relationships. Hunter was a big father figure for her in season 1, and in season 2, I had a lot of fun digging into how she interacts with some of the other batches like Tech and Echo. It's nice to feel like you have a squad.
Yeah. And it's great to see her become older, her coming into her own more in the second season. And I think she's always continuing to defy those expectations that are put on her where she comes from, right?
I think so. I think what was really fun for me as well is now that she's secure in her place in the squad, she's really vocal this season. She gets a little tempestuous. She challenges, let's say, her brothers sometimes. That's not to say that she is a full-fledged mature sort of adult yet, but I think she realizes that she has a point of view, and she wants to be heard, and sometimes that is in conflict or in disagreement with how her brothers see things, and it's nice, I think, that she can sort of assert herself and challenge
Definitely.
them.
Absolutely. And the Star Wars galaxy, it's such a big place. Who would you love to see Omega team up with, past or present?
Oh my gosh, I mean, that's how long is a piece of string. I like someone else brought it up earlier, and I'm sort of piggybacking off of this, with Boba Fett, and like people understanding a little bit about, Omega's origin could be curious. That I think that would be an interesting meetup. Speaking in terms of what is actually like an eventuality, I think it was awesome for Omega to meet a young Gunji. Have him teach her his ways, his approach in being. And I think Omega's this little warrior. She hasn't had much of a childhood. She gets her kicks out of going on missions and adrenaline, so finding this other side to her of like channeling the awareness and being at peace through a young Wookiee was that was really fun. That could be a potential friendship that could evolve into something interesting as well.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Now, what would you say is your favorite Star Wars weapon, and why is it Omega's energy bow?
I don't know. Like, okay, so I don't really know heaps about what the other weapons are available in the galaxy, but I like the energy bow because it does take a little bit of strength. I think it was a nice way for the creators to illustrate like literally the physical growth of Omega from this young child who like can't really control it. And as you see in episode 1, season 2, she's like, all her training is starting to pay off. I think is dynamic. Just the mechanism of being able to do it. And it sort of touches on, her brother Crosshair, who, currently is not part of the batch. It's a nod to the sort of accuracy and marksmanship that is intrinsic, I guess, in their collective DNA. Yeah. And also, like little bit of that sort of Hunger Games Katniss vibe. Yeah, it's a
very
very
much so.
dynamic weapon.
Definitely. Michelle, thank you so much for your time today. Like we said, you are so wonderful in the show. We're so happy to have it back, and we can't wait for everybody to watch it on Disney Plus very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for supporting us, and yeah, I hope everyone loves it.
Definitely.
Have a
Pleasure.
good one.
Take care.